If you're an Afghan, Vietnam, Iraq, OIF, OEF, Agent Orange veteran, and you tried to get into the VA medical system from 2013 till now, and you were denied, you can go back there now because of the PACT Act, sit down in that enrollment office. They will open your denial and file it as a new enrollment, and you will be, because of the PACT Act, brought into the VA medical healthcare system. And you will be provided a primary care provider, and you will get medical care from those doctors and nurses at the VA Medical Center, okay, that care about you. And then from there, you'll be able to take that information and get it across the divide over to VA benefits and try to make a change to your disability percentage. On that block where it says whether you want to declare your income, yes or no, you check no, you don't want to declare your income. And if you're an Afghan, Iraq, or Vietnam vet / Camp Lejeune vet, Marine Corps, you don't have to declare your income anymore. That's what the PACT Act did. You no longer, if you're in that category, have to declare your income. Hey folks, Rick Mills here, giving you another veteran's perspective on VA healthcare. I wanted to make a correction to a video that I've put out on this Wild Jaeger Veteran Adventures page. It's been brought to my attention through the likes and the comments by maybe another veteran. I don't know if it's a veteran or not, that maybe a statement that I made is partially false. So I wanted to make sure that I reached out and I got this information to you as timely as possible, so that you, a veteran out there that needs this information, can take it and use it to your advantage. As we say many times, knowledge is power and a lack of knowledge is weakness. So take what I'm getting ready to say to you and move forward with that information in a positive direction. So yesterday, as usual, it's almost a weekly basis now, I linked up with a veteran and took him down to the VA Medical Center in our town where we live. And I wanted to get him into the system because it's a lot easier to get the medical information that the primary care providers and the x-ray technicians and so forth put into your records at a VA medical center, and get that information to jump across into the VA benefits realm. Remember, there are two VAs, VA medical centers, VA healthcare, and VA benefits. VA healthcare and medical system are not the enemy. Those are doctors and nurses that care about you, and the reason that they take or get paid less but like that job in the VA medical center is because they get to work with veterans. And then there's VA benefits. For the purposes of my videos, I like to call them the enemy, because it just seems like that's the way it is. And then there's this insurmountable wall between VA healthcare and VA benefits that we as veterans have to try to get our information over into VA benefits. And a lot of people don't know that. You'll hear me talk many times about, the old Vietnam vet adage, F the VA, F the VA, the VA never did anything good for me. And a lot of times it's because they didn't know that they needed to get the information at the VA Medical Center over to VA benefits. And sometimes they've gone now 50 years without getting that information into the VA benefits and getting a disability compensation for that pain and suffering and the wages that they're not making due to their disabilities. So the main subject of this video is, are VA medical centers or VA healthcare eligible for all veterans, 100% of veterans? Can every veteran, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Coast Guard, and Space Force, walk into a VA medical facility and ask to be seen, ask to be enrolled, to register with VA healthcare? Through the comments, I've been told due to a cap on income, many veterans, when they go to that enrollment or registration office, which is in most VA medical centers a part of the records division. So the medical facility that we were at yesterday, there's medical records, and then there's enrollment. It's the same office. And the Lord works in mysterious ways, but with the veteran that I had there, I like to walk veterans in, as I learned over the years, telling a veteran, hey, you should do this, and then saying, hey, jump in my car, I'm gonna take you, and we're gonna do this together. It's a big difference on success rates. So here I am sitting next to the veteran in the office as we're filing the paperwork to get him enrolled or registered in this medical facility. And the woman behind the counter started to open up and give some information, and I keyed into that, and I started asking some pretty poignant questions. So background behind this is previous to 2013, all veterans had access to medical care. There was no cap on the amount of money you could make in your job as a father, husband, brother, whatever, as a civilian, and then go, okay, well, I make so much dollars, so therefore I'm not eligible. Previous to 2013, there was no cap. In 2013, the administration at that time, president/administration, you can look up who was president in 2013, made a decision that they wanted to take some of the money, which happens, that is allocated to veterans, and allocate it toward their social programs. So therefore, instead of every veteran having access to VA medical centers in 2013, they put a cap on the amount of money you could make. And if you went to that enrollment office and you filled out, you didn't used to be a block that said, would you like to declare, which there is now, would you like to declare your income, yes or no? There was not that block. 2013, the form changed, and you had to declare whatever that dollar value is if you made that much money. The woman behind the counter literally looked at me and said, it's one of the hardest things to do is to look a veteran in the eye and be like, I'm sorry, you make too much money. You cannot seek medical care at this VA medical center. We cannot enroll you in the VA healthcare system. So what changed? PACT Act. So a couple years ago, the PACT Act was passed. And what happened with the PACT Act, which some people might know and might not know, is that it opened up, the form changed, and now there's a block on there where you can decide whether you want to declare your income or not declare your income. The key statement here is, if you're a combat veteran under the PACT Act and you served in Afghanistan or Iraq, OEF, if you're a Vietnam vet and you're in the Agent Orange, remember PACT Act covers those illnesses that they just couldn't prove were not connected to their service. They didn't know why these veterans were having these illnesses, these cancers, for no reason. But there was definitely like this link diagram that showed that a huge percentage of Vietnam vets were coming down with these illnesses, this list of illnesses that were definitely linked to the defoliage Agent Orange. So the PACT Act covers Vietnam vets, Agent Orange. It covers, again, Afghan, Iraq, OEF. And then I asked the key question, what about, because I'm dealing with a lot of Marines that are in their 70s now, Marine Corps Vietnam vets, or veterans that served in the Marine Corps, that were at Camp Lejeune, because Camp Lejeune is covered under the PACT Act. But what I was told yesterday by this woman that was behind the counter is, it's a totally different fund. The funds that are being paid for Camp Lejeune, PACT Act people who go try to register for that water contamination on Camp Lejeune is a totally different fund, and that's at the national level. So you can go in and you can register and you can apply for that, but it has to go to a totally different board that's going to look at your case and decide whether they're going to approve you and the illnesses that you have that are presumed. Remember, the PACT Act made it presumed that if you had this list of illnesses that you were going to be covered through VA medical care, and that you were going to be brought into the VA medical system, and you would have access to VA doctors, and you would get a disability compensation, yes or no, yes, and you would also get a percentage assigned to that is tied to medical care and a monetary compensation for your pain and suffering, but also for your ability to not make a certain dollar value. A lot of people look at VA disability payments and they go, oh, that's for pain and suffering. Really, if you look it up, the dollar value that you're being paid in compensation is compensation for your ability to go out and get a job and make a wage that the 99% who didn't serve this country is making. Okay? So if you have 10% or 30% or 50%, 70 to 100, the compensation dollar value you're getting is like, well, you know, I'm going to go work, but I'm not going to be able to work in a job where I would be making the same thing as somebody on a parallel education, whatever access. So it's compensation for that, wages that you can't earn. Obviously, a veteran with 100%, VA healthcare has deemed, compensation and pension has deemed that veteran is injured to the point, whether it's mental, spiritual, emotional, physical. It's not always physical, folks. That person is not going to be able to hold a job down. Back to the subject, VA healthcare. So I was wrong when I said 100% of veterans can walk into any VA medical center and enroll/be registered. Okay, so there are veterans out there that are not combat veterans, that didn't serve in Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iraq, and you make a certain wage and you may be turned away when you go to the VA medical center. What I hope, I'm not going to make changes to those videos, because what I hope in putting those videos out is that you, the veteran, take that information and you go to the VA medical center and you try, especially if you're a veteran that has never tried to get into the VA healthcare system. Okay? So at least take this information, go down there and try and see what happens. But I'll tell you this right now, and here's the deduction of this video. Here's the conclusion of the information. If you're an Afghan, Vietnam, Iraq, OIF, OEF, Agent Orange veteran, and you tried to get into the VA medical system from 2013 till now, and you were denied, you can go back there now because of the PACT Act, sit down in that enrollment office, they will open your denial and file it as a new enrollment, and you will be, because of the PACT Act, brought into the VA medical healthcare system, and you will be provided a primary care provider, and you will get medical care from those doctors and nurses at the VA medical center, okay, that care about you. And then from there, you'll be able to take that information and get it across the divide over to VA benefits and try to make a change to your disability percentage. So again, I want to apologize for maybe putting out some information that was a disinformation. I'm sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings out there, maybe that had tried to enroll and was turned away. But at the same time, if you're a veteran and you tried to enroll from 2013 until now and you were denied, please try one more time. Don't quit. Go back to the VA Medical Center, especially if you're a Vietnam, an Afghan, or an Iraqi vet. Get back in the medical system, and I encourage you to try to do that prior to 5 November. If you don't know why I'm saying that, that's on you. So really quick, I just got done watching the video I made, and I wanted to add one more thing. On that block where it says whether you want to declare your income, yes or no, you check no, you don't want to declare your income. And if you're an Afghan, Iraq, or Vietnam vet / Camp Lejeune vet, Marine Corps, you don't have to declare your income anymore. That's what the PACT Act did. You no longer, if you're in that category, have to declare your income. Hope this video finds everybody out there well. Stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the other side.